All right, so that's what we're going to do for this site. We're going to go ahead and audit his on page, so let's get into it. As you can see, just looking at it real quick, it looks like he hasn't really gained much traffic or anything over the past year or so. Yeah, just kind of stagnating around 300 traffic, which isn't, the best thing in the world, but it's not the worst thing in the world either.
Yeah, for real estate, if you sell, one house, one apartment, you're doing pretty
The thing
good.
is, he's got about 1,050 pages indexed, which is,
What I'm
300 traffic for 1,000 pages is not really what you want to see.
no, what I'm curious about is whether any of this is auto-generated content. And like every time we audit a real estate site,
Yeah,
that's something that I'm immediately
I hate
concerned with
auditing these
is,
things.
yeah, because it's also going to be dependent on what IDX they use, who's building these pages, and even if they're building these pages and they look beautiful, if it's just content that's being pulled from somewhere else and that, any other real estate website can use it, you're getting duplicate content issues, etc. So, here I guess I could copy paste some of this content into Google. Hmm. It's maybe.
Why does it say archives in his H1? It's like
I
it's
don't
like
know.
kind of like a keyword. It's just a location keyword and then archives.
Hmm.
I wonder what
Not
his
sure.
main keyword is here.
Okay, I think it is unique content. I mean, it's a real estate site, so
The thing
there's
is,
no like contextual interlinking, but that's pretty normal.
so like, what is this page? Is this page just supposed to be like all about this area or like what?
Yeah, it's a quote sub-district in X.
So the page is actually supposed to be just like a completely informational page. It's not supposed to be about real estate, right? Because it kind of just,
Well,
well, if you look at
I
it,
think it's talking about it. Yeah, it's talking about a district, but then it shows like real estate in the
it does.
area.
It says properties for sale or rent, and then, but then it's
Yeah.
got like an overview of the area, and then it has some
Oh yeah.
developments in the area, and then it has
Mm-hmm.
some kind of like gallery. Then it's got more and more things about properties, but then prices, commercial prices, lifestyle and entertainment. Now he's kind of going in a different direction. Um, Retail outlets, laundry. Um, I guess what I'm trying to figure out is just like what exactly this page is supposed to be targeting.
Well, my guess would be just that specific community. I don't know what the archives is for, if that's an accident. They all have that? Oh, they all have that. All these pages, except for the last one. Hmm. Let's see what comes up when we look up just that
So
district.
just like look at his like URL. His URL is huge. It's like the name, and then it talks about some
Yeah.
other part of it. It's like a sub location of it, and then
I would just break it down personally for the permalink just to what the community's name is and leave all that extra stuff off. Huh.
yeah, I would advise that you look at how your competitors are structuring their
They're
URLs.
all, in all fairness, in the SERPs, it is all real estate related websites ranking,
Yeah, but look
but
at their
yeah, they're
URL
all shortened to
structures.
the point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that it's all
just do
split up,
the,
you know. So it's like,
yeah,
real
Yeah, what do
estate,
you
then
want it to
like the
rank for?
city, then like the island or whatever, and then the specific name of the place, He's trying to do
Hmm.
it all like in one URL that's like 15
Yeah,
words long or
it's too
something.
much. Yeah,
So yeah, I would definitely
yeah.
rethink, look at your competitors. This is the biggest secret of SEO. The biggest secret of SEO is that all the answers are there for you. And all you have to do is Google your keyword and look at how the top ranking people are doing it. That's exactly what Google wants. So like look at your URLs that you've done and compare that to how your competitors have done that. And you'll see how their URLs just even for me, like it's hard when I look at your URL, I'm not even really understanding what I'm trying to look at here. But when I look at your competitors' URLs, I know exactly what their business is doing and exactly what this specific page is intended for, where I don't know with yours. And then also in your H1, you've got like archives here. Like why is this? What is archives? Like no, none of your competitors have archives in the name like that. And you've also got it in your title tag as well. This is like, these are some of your most, your URL, your H1, and your title tag are basically your most important on-page SEO things. And you appear to kind of done all of them incorrectly. You're not utilizing the space correctly. You could optimize it a lot better to help people understand what the page is about and get important keywords in these places. Sorry, Nick, were you about to say something?
I'm not sure, but oh well, speaking back on permalinks, a lot of newer SEOs are kind of maybe not newer, but SEOs that have some outdated information are always keyword stuffing in the permalinks. Keep it simple and shorter and go to the point. All my preference whenever I'm building any new page is to keep the permalink as broad as possible when targeting. You can always break it down by making, like, if it's a very competitive page, like for example this area served, basically, you create it like it's a hub page, right? So it's going to have information that's all over the place about what goes on in this what is it, a sub district is what he's calling it. But instead of trying to keyword stuff a bunch of stuff into the permalink, keep it nice and simple, broad. Here's the sub district, and all this extra stuff about another area, an island, about apartments and offices. It's all just keyword stuff, and you don't need to do that.
Just look at your
And if you look at your
competitors.
competitors, they're not doing that either.
Well, they have that kind of stuff, but it's just split up into like subfolders.
Well, it's different pages. Yeah, they're different
Excuse
folders.
me.
Yeah. And then let me click a few of these,
Also,
but
he doesn't have an H1. It's all H2s. Like every heading on the page is basically an H2. There's some H3s down at the end. Um, but yeah, it's basically you have no H1, which is, another like on-page SEO super fundamental. One page needs one H1 tag. That's your most important heading tag. It's usually right up at the top. It kind of looks like the title of the page, but it's actually the H1. And when we say title, it actually means like the blue link you see, on a Google SERP. That's like when someone clicks to go to the page, that's your title. You can also see it like on the tab. If you have your browser tab open, the title is up at the top when you hover over the tab. So yeah, what?
now,
So I'm just going to pull up
yeah,
our on-page guide. Go ahead.
just having said that, in and of itself, though, I don't know, from an on-page standpoint, looking at a real estate site, it's like, yeah, this is actionable advice. Like, definitely, fix these things. But ultimately, I still feel like they should be getting some more movement somewhere. 300 for a site this big, especially, I mean, like, it does look like it's all unique content. It's well put together.
Well, just looking
Um,
at this one page, it's like, it looks like this page, he's trying to rank, and I'm going to use a random location name. I'll just say Houston. It looks like he's trying to
yeah.
rank for the keyword Houston archives, which what the hell is that? Like no one,
Wait, what?
like the way his on page is set up, on this page that I'm looking at, it looks like he's trying to rank for
Oh,
keyword
okay.
plus
Yeah, I see.
archives. So
Yeah.
like, and you know, this is just one page. I'm assuming the entire site has, basically you haven't applied your keyword research to your on-page optimization. So Google's not really sure what the site is trying to rank for, or it's trying to rank it for stuff that you're not necessarily trying to rank for.
Yeah, and the permalink doesn't, yeah, I mean, it's all out of whack
Yeah.
even further than the title tag, so.
Um, and you know, then I'm guessing a lot of the site is just you know, padding from these individual, you know, real estate things that aren't probably ranking for much of anything. You know, the actual like listings, right?
Yeah.
I wonder like how big like the site itself is, like without all of that padding.
Well, I do think these like community,
For example, his blog page, it looks like he's only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blog posts on the entire site that I can see about right now. And looks like he did post one week ago, then the last one was 3 weeks ago, 1 month ago, 4 months ago, 4 months ago, 6 months ago,
see how he's
11
using
months
these.
ago. So yeah, not really posting on the blog.
No EAT. Not seeing any interlinking
I
from
see some, I mean, there's some
wait.
EAT at the
Yeah,
bottom.
there is. It's just
You know, it's
not.
got his socials on there. It's got a bunch of contact information and stuff. Make sure that you have separate pages for that kind of stuff as well. It looks like he does. But yeah,
No, I'm talking about just on his blog posts, like no author, no connectivity from the author to anything. Not that it's the end of the world, but and then he does have interlinking. It's just same color as in any of the other text.
but you know, these blog posts, you know, basically, you know, I feel like the blog posts are going to have a hard time ranking. You take any website and say, hey, I have 7 blog posts. Why am I not ranking? Well, it's because
Well, that
it's
and
because you got 7 blog
the
posts.
permalinks are still also all blown out on the ones that I've looked up too. So it's like he's not really targeting. I think, yeah, I mean, that's probably it. Not really good targeting based on keyword research, like you said.
Yeah, I think Google just doesn't know what to do with the site, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, do keyword research, find out what your actual keywords are, and you need to learn how to properly structure the site as far as using these things in you know, the most important places: H1, URL, and title tag. But I also linked in the chat and on Facebook, I linked our on-page SEO guide. And this is not like an advanced guide. It's the fundamentals. It's the stuff you have to do. I'll probably go ahead and update that at some point. But you know, if you just do what's in there right now, then you should be good. But yeah, that's what I would work on as far as right now. And
Yeah.
it's gonna be a bit of a mess trying to clean things up in 301 redirect and everything. But the good news is you don't have a ton of traffic right now anyway, so it's not really the end of the world if it gets a little volatile for a little bit, right? Yeah, that's what I'd focus on right now. You have anything else to add on this one?
No, that's solid place to start.
Cool. All right. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Be sure to check the links below for more info on this topic, as well as other cool stuff like SEO case studies, our Facebook community, and our link building services. And like always, please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thanks, and happy ranking.